years working with Utility Warehouse. Just a little bit about Dave. Dave is a multi-award winner, did you know that? 200 customer club, 7 holidays, including Olympic finals, 20,000 cruise, month-long road trip in a company Porsche, 220k holiday in south of France, company Mini called Daisy, being best regional salesperson 5 times. Well done.
Now 13.
Oh, excellent. This is an old one, yeah. Previous jobs, you were a greengrocer.
Yeah.
Wow, a golf caddy, a BT technician, exotic flower merchant, and an IT guy. He's got a partner, Edwina, and he's got 2 sons, James and Alex. His hobbies are running, dancing, well, we could see that with your 1, 2, 3, public speaking, cinema, baking, sculpture, and track days. I think that's enough.
Yeah, that's enough.
It's your turn.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. My job is a least cost consultant. So what does that mean on a day-to-day basis? Well, things like rescuing people from burning buildings, or saving sick animals, or creating beautiful music with a band of talented musicians enjoyed by thousands are just some of the things I don't do. But what I do is go around and chat to people, and can I save them some money, and can I take away their headaches? So the first one I'd like to tell you about is St Peter's Church, is at Walton on the Hill. And I know the treasurer, he's one of my customers, and he comes to me and says, Dave, I hope you can help us out. We're trying to get the phone and broadband installed at the church. It used to be at the rectory, and we had a little office there, but now we're going to put an outreach centre there. And we've been to BT, and we've been to Talk, we've been to Virgin, and none of them can install a line. It's sort of like, why didn't you come to me first? Yeah, didn't think of that one. So I said, right, we'll go up to the church, see if we can see what the problem is. And a very, very quick sketch of the church. Can you see the obvious reason why they can't get their phone and broadband installed? The obvious reason, they haven't got a letterbox.
Oh.
Of course, you can't have phone and broadband if you haven't got a letterbox. You go, well, what? The reason being, everyone works off the Royal Mail database. So what I did, popped down to B&Q, got a letterbox, put it up on the gate. We then speak to the lovely Tracy at Reigate Council, who speaks to the Royal Mail, who then sends you a postcard. You respond to the postcard, they put you on the Royal Mail database, and then you can get your broadband installed. So there you go, who knew that? And it's interesting, after that, they then come to me and said, could you just have a look at the gas and electric for us as well, just to check on it? So yeah, sure. And this is for the church hall. It's like, oh my goodness, how much money are you going through? Is this thing growing herbs in there? Have you got saunas? I don't know, it's only used once or twice a week in the evening. And they said, oh, actually, we need to speak to some of the treasurers about this, because we believe that what happens is the pipe comes into the church hall and then runs under the church hall and actually goes into the house at the back. And we've got this funny feeling that they're using our gas. And with a bit of digging in, we found out that every treasurer that's been there for the last 11 years has been trying to get this resolved. And British Gas go, no. They've had independent engineers, they've actually turned up and said, yes, there's a gas pipe that goes in. So what I'm guessing what happened is the gas came in like that and then went down to the house. And it used to have a red meter on there, which means it's not charged off the main network, it's just subletted. And at some stage it must have been capped off. Someone moved in and went, want some gas? Rang up British Gas come and installed a standard black meter, and they've been charging them twice. And they just keep on turning it down, and so it's right, let's actually put in an official complaint and we'll refer it to the Ombudsman. So you have to go through their tragic thing of 8 weeks. So we sent them the first letter and saying this is what we're going to do, and they just sing it back, said no, it's on the national database. And then we sort of know, because we've had engineers' reports, and yeah, but it's on the national database. And then it was sort of like, okay, we'll send an engineer in these 2 hours. So if you can get the owner of the house and the landlord and the treasurer and an independent engineer all there at that same time, we're not going to tell you when it is, but sometime, no, I don't think so. So the 8 weeks has ticked by, it's gone to the Ombudsman. 3 weeks later, they've installed a new gas pipe to the premises. More to the point, it's now going off and we're going to get some compensation out of them. I reckon, there's about 500 quid's worth of gas over 11 years. There's 5.5 grand's worth of gas going to go back straight to the charity, and then what we're going to get our charity for. Excellent. Next little story, how I save someone 10 grand without even coming on board as a customer. So one of my customers over in Coulston, he recommended me to Reg. Nice little old guy, lives on his own down the road. I got round there and sort of said, right, Reg, best deal comes when we do gas, electric, phone, broadband and mobile. And he said, oh, could be wasting your time because I haven't got an internet, because I haven't got a computer, I haven't got a mobile, never wanted one. And my phone comes free with those nice people at Virgin who do my TV. Okay, let's have a look at your gas and electric. It's all right, yeah, we could be 20 quid cheaper, but I'm sure we could do better than that. You know, I haven't come all this way. So we went online, and Empower, yes, you can get it 200 quid cheaper, but it's an online account. Of course, he hasn't got an internet. So I thought, oh God, here we go. So I started ringing them up, and we've been transferred from one place to the other, and you had to put them on care. Basically, it took 3 hours to sign him up with Empower. But while I was sitting there listening to music and sort of going like that, he says, it's very nice you're doing this, Dave, but you don't need to bother because I'll be using less than half the gas and electric from next month. I said, oh yeah, how's that work out? Have these two lovely guys turn up. Look, I'll show you the brochure. What they're going to do is they're going to take all the insulation out of the roof and they're going to spray this foam up in amongst all the tiles and down there. And they reckon it's to be used less than half the gas and electric that I'm using now. It's interesting, Reg. How much is it going to cost? Oh, it's £10,000. How old are you, Reg? I'm 87. Even if you use no gas and electric for the next 10 years, it's still not going to cover the 10 grand. He goes, oh. And the trouble with this stuff is it just coats everything. There's no room for condensation to go. The smell is appalling. So, cut a long story short, we actually told a little white lie. We went back to the guys and said, oh, Reggie's moving into a care home. Can we have our £1,000 deposit back? But it's like, how do these guys sleep at night? It's just incredible. So there you go. Saved him £10,000, didn't even get a customer out of it.
Well done.
Did he get the £1,000 back?
Yes, he did. He got it all back. Happy
that's
days.
something.
Happy days.
It's quite unusual. Yeah.
Another good one. This one's actually my brother. There's one who's considerably younger. He moved into his first flat in beautiful Southend, and he got his first electric bill, and it's all like, how much? All I do is come home, nuke a meal, have an electric shower, and go out. And it's like 700 or 800 quid for a month's worth of electric. He says, Dave, come round, sort it out, mate. So I pop round, and there's the consumer. It's a huge consumer unit. It's a ground floor flat in a block of flats. So I goes, okay, all right, well, what's that one do? Well, that's the lights, okay. What's that one do? Oh, well, that's the power, because the microwave's gone off. And that's one already, okay. What were these two? Turn that off. No idea. Turn that big one off, and we could hear something outside, a sort of a bell. Oh, okay. Wandered outside, went to press the communal lights on, nothing happened. Went back inside, turned the little one on, the lights come on in the hall. And what the bell was from the lift. So we went back in, flicked on the lift, and it all burst into life. And we worked out this was going to be the caretaker's flat. So they'd done a sneaky and powered all the communal areas, and they went, actually, do we need a caretaker? We've just locked this flat. Now the really interesting thing is, we got the landlord to do all the work, but the previous person had lived there for 2 years. So these are the sort of things you get from me, you don't get off the price comparison website. Okay. Time for one more very, very quick one. So one of my referred to another customer from someone else, pop round there. My electric company's ripping me off. So we look at the bills, and and he says, oh, the electric's twice as much you should be paying. Yeah, I told you they're ripping me off. No, you're paying about the right amount, it's just twice as much. So have you got a sauna, or are you growing herbs in the loft? No. All right, so what we do is we look at your meter, wait for it to start spinning, and we'll just start turning fuses off and work out where it is. Off it goes. I said, oh, downstairs mains, that's usually what it no. Upstairs mains, no. Lights, no. Garage. You got something in the garage. What you got in the garage? I got anything in the garage. Something in the garage. Wandered out into the garage, and there, down the end of the garage, is a Victorian deep freeze. It's covered in plant pots, tricycles, boxes, and all sorts of stuff. What'd you got in there? No, don't know. Oh God, you know what? So we clear everything off and prise this thing open with all the dry ice and everything. And inside were these two brown things, which were probably beef burgers at one stage, and a completely flat loaf. And I said, well, why have you got it on? Well, it was there when we moved in. It's too heavy to lift, and the switch is down the back. We worked out this thing's been costing them over 500 quid a year for the last 11 years. So this is what I do. I do save you money on the everyday bills, but to get us round, just have a look at your bills. You never know what dark and dismal secrets are hiding in your garage. So there you go. It's Dave from Utility Warehouse. If your bill's too big,
You needed a pink pig.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you.
Any questions?
Yeah, it's not so much a question as an observation, and I would just say, Dave hasn't paid me to say this, though we can chat about that later, is that you've hit a really, really good point about older people not necessarily knowing what they are paying for. And very interesting that you should have raised that point today. I took a call yesterday from a client very concerned to discover that her parents had been paying a ridiculous rate for internet connection and all sorts of services they don't actually require.
Yeah.
So it is a really, really good reminder to, if you are supporting your parents, not taking over their lives, but supporting your parents, to have that discussion with them about their utilities and their internet and their other household expenses, to make sure that they're not being taken advantage of by the large companies.
Yeah. Thanks, Claire. I see it all the time.
Yeah.
See it all the time.
I bet you do.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Okay.